Hello.
Hello.
How do you travel to work?
How do I travel to work? By car, I hasten to add. Mainly because I use my car a lot, because sometimes when I come into work, I'm not just in my office here. I have to go to the West End of London, central London, and do other interviews or meet people for meetings. And so the thing for me, it's easier to go by car. So I travel by car.
And our campaign is, to get more children to walk to school. And how would you encourage more young children to get them to walk to school?
Well, I think one of the good ways that's starting already is that what you're doing, and is word of mouth, by talking to young kids who really understand the language that you guys speak, and the feel about sort of being more healthier. I mean, one of the ways that I would go about it as well, outside of the youngsters, is to talk to them a little bit more about the obesity factor, what's going on in the country, and with young kids, that's just a major factor. I think one of the other ways to encourage is for kids to sort of meet up along the route, and just, even if they say, look, let's walk a mile of the journey, or a mile and a half if they've got to go that far to school. I know that one probably thinks, let's hop on the bus and let's go all the way, but sometimes it's nice to even have a conversation outside of the bus and all that, and I see kids do it. So I think one of the things that I would encourage is to just meet up along the way, get off, time yourself at a certain distance, put lots of challenges up, and say, look, how long is it going to take us to walk from A to B, and let's try that one of the mornings. They've got to set little challenges for themselves to do that. It's because I think one of the things is that you say, right, okay, tomorrow I'm just going to walk to school, and even if school is like a mile or 2 miles away, it becomes a task if you've never done it before. So I think it's slowly, as they say, catch a monkey. And the thing is to set a target, plan your journey, and say, okay, I didn't really need to take the bus that far, so why not call up some of my mates, let's meet up, probably a little bit earlier or something like that, and let's just walk it, and you'll find that you're having lots of conversations and different things you've never spoken about, and by the end of the day you're at school. So it's communication is a good way.
Thank you. What barriers do you think children face when walking to school?
In the winter, I think is the most difficult times, because it's cold, it's horrible, and even myself, you want a quick thing by hopping on the bus because hopefully it's warmer, and all those sort of things. And sometimes the other thing is, if you're an unfit child or an unfit youngster, by that I mean if you're obese, and one can check that by knowing your body weight and everything like that, then I think the thing is you're out of breath quickly, and you sort of think, I'll take the easy way forward and let's hop on a bus. So those are one of the barriers of being a little bit embarrassed that maybe you won't be able to walk as far as your friends do, or you won't be able to do the things that your friends do. But that's another thing for you to turn it around and get fit, so you can be part of the group, let's say, socializing, and make things a little bit easier. I also think bullying is a big factor, and some kids try to run away from those things by hopping on a bus, and if they've been bullied as such, and hopping on a bus, hiding away from their friends, and exclude themselves. So some of the barriers that they face, and a lot of the kids, youngsters like yourselves, who are probably in that party or know friends who are in that party, they won't talk about it. I think also laziness is really hard to overcome. If you've been set in a routine where you just hop on a bus or hop on whatever, and you just think it's an everyday thing, there's one of the barriers you've got to try and knock into touch and say, listen, I'm not really lazy, but that's mind over matter. And what else? I just think, and then you along the route, there's all sort of things that goes on. But for me, I think one of the biggest things is the winter months. That's kind of hard for kids.
Do you think we could tackle these barriers using certain...
Absolutely, I think everything can be tackled. And this is why I think for youngsters, being in a group, but a sensible group, a group that, you know, is very proactive in a sensible way, can be tackled by a group of people getting together. Look at the summer months. Group of you get together, we want to be a part of a health club. If not a health club, be a part of a group, a cult. There's so much culture and different things that's forming. Get yourselves together, meet up, yeah, and then that's a new way of socializing, because you do get a lot of people who really don't know how to socialize. So you get to meet new friends, tackle that situation like that, you become one, and you start moving together as one in a more cohesive way. I think young kids can encourage kids to be a lot more healthier, because the thing is, in working with the academy, I know that word of mouth from a youngster, it's often sometimes better than hearing it from the adult. You see? So I think in all those ways that can be overcome. And as for sort of, you know, just stop taking the bus so often, that can be easily overcome as well.
And what effect does exercise have on an individual?
Exercise is a major factor in every part of your life. I competed for 26 years internationally at QB level, and I mean I started competing when I was 13, but seriously competing when I was 16. I had my first international at 17, so it was a year afterwards. And I did 6 Olympic Games, and yes, won one in '84, and then in Barcelona I got 4th place, and they've all been an experience, but it's been, thank God, the fittest and helped me through now. Just still feel really fit. I feel that I can do lots of things that probably a person over 50 at this stage who's not healthy, because I am over 50, would not be able to do. I think exercise is a massive way of communication, and also confidence builder, because when you're doing sport and you're keeping fit and healthy, your mind is very active, very healthy, and there's a lot of barriers to overcome in that sense. Even when you're going for a job interview, when you're taking your exams and everything, it helps you to sort of how to press the right buttons and keep your mind clear. And also the biggest factor as well, is the biggest way to combat obesity. Healthy eating's good, but you must exercise as well to make sure that the muscles and the bones and everything like that stay healthy. So for me, it's a major factor in life.
Okay, thank you then. Thanks.
Okay,
Nice
thank you, and good luck to you too.
You too.